Well, hello, Mama. Welcome to another episode of Badass Mama Moves. And you already know how we roll up in here. We keep it raw and real. We talk about the stuff that doesn't get enough light, the silent struggles, the deep feels, the truth behind the mama life thing, and also the wins, celebrating those wins, whether they're big or not so big, or even the days that we think we're not gonna make it and we're just pulling our hair. But that counts too, somehow, some way we still make it. And that's also a win, absolutely. So today we are diving into the everyday dance of being soft and strong at the same time. And let me tell you, this ain't easy routine. Well, I don't have to tell you who I'm talking, who am I fooling? It's a balancing act that most people couldn't even begin to understand unless they have lived it, they have experienced it, or they're living it right now in the moment. And let me ask you something really quick. Have you ever had one of those days where your baby's having a meltdown, a tantrum for whatever it is, and you're holding them, you are rubbing their back, whispering, "It's okay, I got you, puppy. Don't worry about it." Meanwhile, your phone is blowing up with calls from the landlord, maybe your ex acting a fool. Have you? Because I know I have had that kind of day plenty of times. And it's crazy how we got to hold space for our baby's feelings, how we need to, stay calm and keep it all cool and collected, then go fight battles nobody sees, and finally cry into the pillow once they are asleep. That's what we're talking about. That's the way we do, right? That's the way we roll. We got to be soft, we got to be strong all at the same time. How we have to be the nurturer and the protector, the calm voice, and the one who enforces and set boundaries. All of it, at the same time. And not just for one day, but day after day after day with no breaks, sometimes without having to take a breather, and not being seen either. Because being soft doesn't mean we are weak, and being strong doesn't mean we're hard. It means we have learned to navigate the in between. It means we have learned how to show up for our kids even when no one shows up for us. And I know I ain't the only one who's felt like they were gonna crack, under pressure or under the weight of it all. But somehow, some way, we still show up. We wipe off our tears, we pack the lunches, we respond to emails, phone calls, texts, we schedule appointments, make it to practice, and carry on like ain't nobody's business. Like we ain't got a whole freaking storm inside of us about to blow up. So let's talk about the duality we carry as if it was a second skin, the softness and the strength, and how it shows up in every part of our motherhood journey, because that what a heck of a journey that is. This episode is for the mamas who have had to smile through a heartbreak, the ones who had to be the bad guy and the hero all in the same freaking day, and the mamas who are out there rewriting the script without a blueprint. You're not alone. And today we're going to honor that, all of that, right? Because we deserve it. This life we live as moms is full of contradictions. One minute we're cuddling our babies and speaking life into them. The next minute we're checking the bills. We are fighting with someone on the phone. We're trying to stretch one paycheck like it's two. Who's been there? And yet we are expected to be emotional, the emotional support, the financial provider, the spiritual guide, the protector, the peacemaker, all at once. And all of it while running on fumes. We have to be soft enough to stay emotionally connected and present while being strong enough to say no, strong enough to make tough choices and set boundaries that sometimes even hurt, our hearts, because many times it does really hurt too. But we just got to do what we got to do, period. For the sake of our minds, for the sake of our children, for the sake of ourselves. Softness looks like brushing our kids' hair in the morning, making them a snack, a lunch, packing lunch when they have a rough day or something like that, or they're going on a trip, holding them during the nightmares and reminding them that they are safe, that we got them. And then what about strength? That looks like waking up and doing all over again. Even when your body's sore, even when your soul is tired, It's doing the laundry at midnight, because there's no other time to do it. It's holding, in your tears because you want to create a safe space for theirs. It's smiling at the school drop-off line where you've got bills stacked up at home. You have no idea how the hell you're going to pay those. Strength looks like being present where your mind is screaming and wanting to blow up. And it's not just the physical strength either. It's the mental and the emotional gymnastics we perform every single day. It's managing everyone's schedule, keeping the peace in the home, holding back your own tears so your kid can feel seen in theirs. It's not just exhausting, it's invisible labor. The kind nobody thanks you for. The kind you don't clock out off because there's no freaking days off. And then society doesn't give moms enough credit, especially single moms, for playing every single role. You gotta be the whole village when you're just one person. You are the structure, the softness, the backbone, all wrapped up in one. And then the world expects us to do all of it with a big ass smile, with grace, with patience, like a superhuman, like we're not breaking inside. Because that's just what a mom gotta do, right? Like, who told her to have a baby? Like, come on. And then when we do finally snap, when we show that we are overwhelmed, they look sideways at us like we're a bad mom, like we are abusive mom because we don't know what the heck we're doing. Well, sometimes we really just don't know, but who the hell out there, mom or not, has it all figured out to perfection? Like, let me know, I'll be waiting. It's like we ain't allowed to be human too, because we are a mom. We just had to do that. We got to do it. Sometimes we are told we are too sensitive. But if we weren't sensitive, then you were not the caring being that we're supposed to be. Other times we are told that you are too harsh, but then, oh my gosh, you can control her kids. If we don't stand firm, who the heck is going to protect our peace and our kids and provide structure? It's like them if you do, them if you don't. That duality, holding it together for everyone else while low key falling apart on the inside, that's what makes you powerful. You're holding love and struggle in the same freaking breath, literally. You are wiping tears with one hand and answering emails with the other. You're calming storms on the outside while weathering your own inside. You are choosing love even when you're low on energy. You are choosing presence even when your mind is racing and it's going in circles 1,000 miles an hour. You're choosing to keep going even when you feel like giving up. That strength and that softness, that's you right there, all in one. That's what makes you unstoppable. Even when you feel like you're barely holding on, we're still pushing through, we're still showing up. We make it happen. So next time you feel like you're failing, I want you to pause and remember for a second. The very fact that you care this much already makes you a mama, your child needs. You're not doing it perfectly, but you're doing it beautifully. You're showing up. And that matters more than you know. And they see that. They feel it. Because they sponges. You know that. So let me paint a picture for you. A colorful one, by the way. Really quick. There were many freaking times. Like I'm in the middle of cooking dinner or folding laundry, doing whatever it is I'm doing around the house to knock out one of the million things, of my never-ending to-do list. And out of nowhere, my son is having a full meltdown in the living room. He's frustrated maybe over home or fighting with his toys. That's when he was little, and whatever it was that he was going through at that moment. And I'm here trying to stay grounded, trying to listen to him and give him my attention to not brush him off. But then at the same time, my phone is buzzing nonstop with messages from my ex. And not just quick messages either. I'm talking about full on paragraph of gaslighting and manipulation and blame, and not to mention the freaking threats. And I'm standing there stuck between listening to my son, giving him my attention, reading the messages, and somehow avoiding to snapping or screaming or crying right there and then. You ever been in a similar situation? That moment where you gotta breathe deep and swallow your own to not snap right in front of a child. That's the kind of strength they don't talk about enough. That tension, that mental chaos is so real, very real. The overwhelm, the fear that you're doing it all wrong, the anxiety that comes from trying to protect your kid while also protecting yourself. It's a lot, yeah. And it doesn't mean you are broken. It doesn't mean you are weak. It means you're a human. It means you're a human doing her absolute most. And you're not alone. This is the unspoken reality for so many mamas out there. We're holding space for everyone else while nobody's holding space for us. We are navigating healing and trauma and finances and parenting and maybe even a business, a job, and all while being the emotional anchor of the house. We show up to work with a smile, even if we just end up crying, on the car on the way to work. And if someone asks what's wrong, we hit them with it's just allergies because it's easier than spilling out everything we're actually holding inside. We go to bed with racing thoughts, praying that tomorrow doesn't hit us harder than today. And yet, by the grace of mercy of God, because only Him can, we wake up, we get up, and we do it all over again. No problem. We don't keep going because it's easy. We keep going because we have to. That's what we do. Because those babies are watching. They need us because there's no plan B. Because in that silence, in that unseen crying, that's where the real power lives. Not in the perfection, because there's none, but in the persistence, in the showing up, in refusing to quit. That's the kind of strength I'm talking about. The kind that deserves to be seen, the kind that makes you a badass freaking mom. Sometimes we want to be gentle. We want to be patient. We want to whisper instead of snap, hug instead of lecture, breathe instead of yell. But the reality is that we are tired. We are triggered. We are stressed beyond our freaking limits. And then we explode because we hit that emotional red line, because we are worn thin from carrying the weight of everything and everyone. Because no one ever taught us, how to pause, how to regulate, how to hold space without losing ourselves. Society expects us to be strong, quiet, obedient, to keep the house running, keep everyone else afloat, and never complain. That expectation was instilled into us, passed down without question. We saw a model by our grandmas and aunties and moms. Women who carried it all but never learned how to set it down. We were taught to survive. We witnessed that. We lived that. I know I did. We saw our grandmas push through in silence. We saw our moms suppress their pain and pass it down. And now here we are in the middle, trying to break the cycle while still, trying to function with it. That right there, that's a different kind of hard. Have you ever felt like you're parenting while still parenting yourself? If that makes sense? Like you're trying to give your child the emotional blueprint you never got? That hits different because a lot of us are out here building what we never had. We are trying to raise emotional whole children while still patching the holes in our own hearts and breaking the freaking cycles. We are trying to teach calm when we were raised in chaos. We're trying to model love when all we knew was survival. We're learning how to be soft in ways we were never allowed to be. And we're learning how to stay strong without losing our tenderness. And I really need you to take that in. What we're doing is not just hard, it's transformational. It's legacy shifting, heart healing. It's generational repair work. It's the kind of work that changes stories for the ones coming after us. And I've been praying and working so freaking hard to break the cycle. And I refuse to pass it on because it starts with me, period. It is exhausting, absolutely, but it's powerful because every single time you take a breath instead of shouting, every time you sit with your child big emotions instead of shutting them down, every time you say, I'm sorry after messing up, you're rewriting the script. You're doing what your younger self needed. You're making a different way. You're breaking the freaking cycle. The battle between softness and survival. The tug of war that plays out inside of your chest day after day. Yeah, that's real. But the fact that you're even in the fight, that means you're not giving up. You are growing, you are pushing, you are healing. And mama, that matters more than you know. It really does. Don't go anywhere. Let's just go to a commercial break and let's just let it marinate a bit while we go into a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you for watching Prospera TV Network. We hope you're enjoying the show. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
We are back, mama. And that first half was really heavy because it was real. I for sure felt it. What strength really looks like. This all part of redefining strength. We've been fed this idea that strength looks like never crying, never needing help, never slowing down. But that's not strength. That's survival mode dressed up as heroism. Real strength looks like a lot different than what we were taught, I should say. It's not about being hard, it's about shutting down your feelings or pretending like everything's fine when it's not. It's not about that. It's about showing up. Even when your tank is empty. It's choosing to love your kids out loud even when you didn't feel loved as a child yourself. It's saying I'm doing my best and meaning it when you say it, even when your best doesn't look perfect. Strength is taking a nap instead of powering through burnout like it's a badge of honor. It's saying I need help and not letting shame stop you. Having the courage to admit when you are not okay and still getting up the next day to try again. Setting boundaries not because you don't care, but because you care too much to keep breaking yourself apart for people who don't even freaking show up for you the same way. It's choosing your peace, even if that means disappointing someone else. Fuck that. You come first. What about softness? Well, don't confuse it with weakness because it ain't. Softness is being open hearted in a world that taught you to be tough instead. It's still choosing empathy when life gave you every reason to shut down. It means your heart still works and you haven't lost your ability to care. It means you can be tender without being taken for granted, that you can be gentle without being a doormat. You still care, you still love, you're still trying. That's strength right there. That's not just survival, that's resilience with heart, power with purpose, and that's valid. more than valid. Now, how can we find that balance? How can we reset? Next time you feel like you're about to snap, try pausing for just 5 seconds, maybe even 10 if you need to. Take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground, like literally feel your feet on the ground. Make a 5 to 10 second rule for yourself. I personally, that's personally what I do. And it's actually what my life coach taught me. When I feel like I'm about to snap or bad thoughts are coming to my mind, whatever the case may be, you know, we are trying to counter it. She told me that counting 1 to 10 backwards, that helps me reset and not immediately react. Or if you're alone, say your emotion out loud. I feel overwhelmed. I release it. Say I feel overwhelmed. Naming it, it helps. Not facing it somehow, some way, it's gonna continue going. Speak life over yourself, even in the mess, even when it's hard. At that moment, don't give the enemy the chance. Speak life. Create little rituals. Play your favorite song. Step outside for air. Take a walk. Say a prayer. Light a candle. Whatever works for you. Because these small things really help. They have helped me. Now, in closing, before we close today's episode, I just want to take a moment to really sit with what we have talked about today. This conversation about being soft and strong at the same time. It ain't just a vibe, it's the truth we live daily. Every single day, you're juggling a thousand unseen things that often goes unnoticed. You're balancing emotions, responsibilities, healing, growth, and holding it all together while the world continues to pull on you from every direction. So let's pause and reflect on this. You're not one or the other. You're not either soft or strong. You are both at the same time. And that combination is where your magic lives. And let me leave you with three things I want you to take with you. Softness is not weakness, it's your superpower. Being emotionally present, offering love and care, and keeping your heart open in a world that tries to harden you, that takes courage. Number two, strength is showing up. It's not about being perfect or unshakable. It's about waking up, choosing to try again, and doing what needs to be done, even when your soul is tired. And last one is you're rewriting the story. Every time you choose to pause instead of yelling, to comfort instead of criticizing, to reflect instead of reacting, you're shifting the legacy for your kids, for yourself, and for generations to come. This journey ain't easy. It's messy, it's layered for sure. It's just life, it's just the way it is. Life. Some days you feel like you're crushing it, other days you feel like you are barely holding it together, but both kind of days matter. Both kind of days mean you're still in the game. You're still doing the work, you're still showing up. So this week, I want you to do something different. I want you to notice a moment, just one moment, where you were both soft and strong. Maybe it was how you handled your child's meltdown. Maybe it was how you stood up for yourself. Whatever it was, write it down. Be proud of it. Come back to it when you need to, and say, I did that. Look back on it and say, I did that. That's your proof. Journaling, that's your receipt. That's your reminder that you are doing it. And if today's episode hit home for you, don't just let it sit. Share it with another mama who needs to reminder, who needs to hear this. DM me on my Facebook page to share. Share with another mama or journal it. Remember, this space is for us. It's for you, for us. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. And as always, I see you, I feel you, I am you, and we're in it together. Until next time, stay grounded, stay fierce, and let's keep making those badass mama moves. See you in the next one.
This is your Prospera era, where dreams align with grace, abundance flows like rivers. You've stepped into your place. Rise, reign, and remember, you were born to shine. Welcome to your moment, Prospera, it's time. We hope you enjoyed today's show on Prospera TV Network. Make it a point to visit us on YouTube and catch all your favorite shows anytime you want. Interested in hosting a show of your own? Or advertising your business on our network? Contact Elena Rodriguez.